this is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat, Joe. You want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating in any of that conversation between Elon and
Have a
Trump.
nice day, DJD. Someone should take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
Yeah.
Well, he said he was disappointed in Elon.
yeah, they told him to leave.
Jesus Christ, that's a crazy thing to say.
Is it?
How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Or does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out
You
of
don't know how he would.
the Trump Elon thing. That's way outside
What
my
the
lane.
f*** are they doing?
I know my lane, and that ain't it.
I just don't. I mean, I understand he owns Twitter. I think it's bad for your.
The head of the FBI says, I don't know anything about this. I mean, 2 weeks ago, he's on Fox News saying he saw every single part of the file. Epstein definitely offed himself. On here, he says, that's not my lane. Now, look, I know this exercise is futile in the year 2025 in the United States of America, but, picture Christopher Wray was Joe Rogan's guest. And it comes out that George Soros took it online that he knew that Joe Biden was in the Epstein files. Do you think that Joe Rogan plays it this way? Oh my God, Elon's online too much. Someone needs to take his phone away. If that happened, if this was about Joe Biden, with Joe Biden's head of the FBI on the show, you think that's how it plays out? And the fact that even the staunchiest Trump reporters, if you're somehow watching it this deep that you know what I'm saying is 100% true, that just shows you that this is pure propaganda. I don't even know if there's been a podcast, an entertainer that has benefited more from this prepping that started, more than 2 decades ago with the us versus them than Joe Rogan. It's the entire premise of this show. It's the entire reason he went over to the light side, I guess, because that's how they see it. Left the dark side. This is the cult of personality when it's implemented directly into the government, when it's shot into the vein, right? Investigating Trump and Epstein is outside the head of the FBI's lane. It's right from Mr. Hankey's mouth right there. And the only logical thing you can understand, if you say why, the only logical answer is because he's there to protect Trump. He's not there to protect you. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is not there to protect you. In fact, it's actually enough to pronounce this lady right here dead. Elon Musk deleted all his mean tweets about Trump, right? All the Epstein accusations, he deleted them. Trump will pretend it never happened. And the cult won't blink at all, because this isn't about ideas. This modern day Republican Party is not about ideas. It's about 2 things. It's about loyalty and it's about entertainment. It's a politics of choose your fighter.
Trump is the new Adolf.
Welcome to the Chud Report. I'm your host, MJ. If you end up liking this video, make sure you subscribe. And now let's look at Charlie Smallface's tweet right here, right? Quoting Fetterman. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Fetterman disses Dems for suddenly embracing Musk amid Trump fallout. Now, I didn't embrace Musk. Did you? I don't think anyone on this channel has embraced Musk. I voted against the Republicans in 2000. I was fresh turning 18. Don't do the math. Don't try to figure out how old I am. Damn it. What are you already figuring it out? All right, well, keep it to yourself. I voted against him in 2000 because we all knew George Bush, W, wanted to go to war with Iraq. And if there are some younger viewers out there, yes, we all knew long before September 11th that George Bush Jr. was going to go to war with Iraq. September 11th had nothing to do with us going to Iraq. So I voted against Republicans again in 2008 because W, 2 terms, created an economic collapse. I was one of tens of millions or however many there were that couldn't find a job during that time. So yes, I voted against that. Much of my life has been voting against Republicans, not because I'm voting for a particular person, not because I'm in a cult, because I'm voting against their issues. I'm voting for my own values, my own issues, the things I want to see implemented, right? 2016, I voted against fascism. We all knew that's what it was. First things out of his mouth when he came down the escalator. We all knew where that was going. And then in 2024, I voted against techno-fascism. So if you wonder why on Twitter, Threads, wherever you're at, wherever these people post, if you're wondering why their immediate reaction was like, oh my God, Democrats are going to choose Elon. They're going to take it back. They're going to start buying Teslas again. It's because of this. They don't think the way we think, right? They don't consider issues. It's like religion. It's a cult of personality. And in a cult of personality, just like religion, it's a dichotomy. You have good, who's us. You have evil, that's them, that's bad. Speaking of W, speaking of George Bush, when he said either you're with us or against us, the country rejected that back then pretty handedly, right? But in this day and age, instead of Bush being mocked for saying something so crazy and ridiculed, it's embraced. It's brought into the Republican ethos. Do you follow this guy or do you follow that guy? All it took was this one thing against the bill that Elon's mad about. Coming out with something about Epstein that we all knew anyway. In the Republicans' mind, all it took was that for him to turn back. That we would we would get him with open arms again, start buying Teslas again, right?
I just wonder too, I mean, how come everybody I know of that went to college is a Biden supporter? Yeah. And I don't understand how everybody is a Biden supporter if you just went to college. So what are they teaching in this college? Are they teaching anything?
Because this is how their minds work. Critical thinking isn't taught till college. So their minds work like movies, right? Good guys, bad guys. We're always the good guys, right? Fetterman, what are you doing? He's calling this out. John Fetterman taking a stance. We've been dumping all over Musk, and now suddenly we might be back into him. Who's we? I mean, does this guy have brain damage or something? Oh yeah. Never mind.
Does anyone here believe that Democrats, and I'm not in neither party anymore, Democrats will be dumb and craven enough to try and woo Elon back to the party a la Ro Khanna's big idea?
I think, like I said last night, I'll say it again. I think that Elon Musk is a necessary asset for particular battles. I think
Excuse me, this Democratic Party, I think rightly, accused him 4 months of being a Nazi, a lunatic, a drug addict, killing children with cancer with his job cuts.
Yes.
This is a man they are going to welcome back into the fold for his money?
No. I want to be particular.
Gross.
First of all, nobody said money, Essie.
No, Ro Khanna did say money.
You asked me a question, so I'm answering.
I'm wondering.
And what I am saying is that for this particular political moment, will I take him back to kill the big, beautiful bill? The answer is yes. You know why? Because this bill is garbage. You know why? Because this bill will kick 11 million people off Medicaid.
Democrats use him to get Democrats elected.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I'm going to use him today in this moment.
It's worth noting.
Oh, she turtled it. Look at that. She's turtling it. This right here is one of my major problems with these right-wingers. They helped create this situation we're in, right? The Tea Party, they all come from it. S.E. Cupp, back when there was a Tea Party, back when all this stuff was behind closed doors, when it was dog whistles, oh, she was all for it. But now they're jumping on, right? They're trying to LARP. I guess I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, right? Both sides are bad, which is even, to say that in this day and age shows you where you are. S.E. Cupp looking like a B cup out here. She was perfectly fine feeding the red meat to that racist ass Tea Party for, it started 2 years after Obama. She was perfectly happy feeding that to the racist ass Tea Party for 6 years. She was perfectly fine creating the seeds. She helped plant them. She helped water them. Those seeds that would grow into this MAGA base. And do you know why she was happy to do that? You know why she was on Bill Maher all the time? The same reason he was happy to do it? It's because it paid their bills, right? But MAGA has no use for this woman anymore. So she moved her grift, right? But that's the way this C-Cup works. It's to play the audience within the personality they worship. That's how she thinks because she helped create that culture. So when she comes over to CNN, she's not just going to forget her whole training on the right. This is how the right works. Us versus them. There's no nuance. You see how she can't pull Nuance? Oh, and they're just going to accept Elon back after everything they said. No one is accepting, at least no one on this channel, is accepting Elon Musk back. He can't even comprehend, much like Fetterman. I mean, he had a stroke. She just needs to stroke it to get that money. She can't even comprehend that what Elon Musk is doing, what this bill is going to do, it's going to affect people's lives. It's going to affect my life directly. It's going to affect your life directly, right? But she has to break it down because this is what they've been trained to do. You don't understand how prepped this Republican Party was for this kind of cult of personality to take over. In her best Meghan McCain voice, an octave that my ears can barely hear anymore, they've burned them out. Those glasses are like her character. Those glasses are just like the character she's been playing for the past 16 years or whatever it is. They're just a prop because this can't see anything. And it's perfect for this Jerry Springer CNN show they have every night. If you just look at how they talk, if you just look at their actions, you can see what's going on. The people who started on the right are trying to bring over where they make politics. Sure, I mean, this channel could be entertaining, right? You got to keep it light sometimes. You got to crack a couple jokes. But these people want politics to become so entertainment that you stop asking the real question of what politics even is. And that is, what will it do for my life, right? And instead you start asking, who's winning on this episode of The Bulwark? Who's winning on this episode of the Chud Report, right? Think about it. In video games, you pick a fighter, right? It's based on who has the coolest memes. You know what I mean? Who has the best special moves? You know, who you think will win? They're trying to change left culture into what right culture is, which is a choose your fighter scenario. And if they can condition you to start believing that way, you know, Musk enabling fascism by owning Twitter a year ago when he took it over, more than a year ago. If you get into a mindset where suddenly, because he's having a spat and, you know, him fighting with Trump is suddenly advantageous to people like me who are trying to get this bill stopped. But if you take all of that, everything he's done, discount that, and now bring him back with open arms because he's right about government spending, then you're in this trap. Right now, you're on this channel, you understand that, but their brains cannot understand an us versus them. This bleeds into everything, right? Truth becomes tribal. Your guy lies, you defend that lie, no matter what. If someone on the left tells the truth, you attack that truth. The truth becomes only relative to your tribal loyalty. And these guys have different motivations. While that directly affects government, while that directly affects your life, it makes it 100 times easier for them to just churn out content because there's a formula. Democracy requires compromise. So while they're getting that revenue, the result of their action, the result of them conditioning you, it turns you into a person that can't compromise with evil, right? And if the other side's personality is always pure evil, then their voters are evil too. Influencers on the right, congressmen on the right, the president of the United States on the right, Fox News, cable news on the right, they have successfully demonized anyone in this country that identifies themselves to the left of center, you know, as a Democrat, or even center probably at this point, because honestly, where is center? Center's pretty far on the right now. You can tell that by S.E. Cupp. She feels comfortable in the center, Miss Tea Party Princess. If the Tea Party Princess is comfortable in the center, that shows you where it is. And this type of mindset, curated this way just for entertainment, these people very much brought it on. Think about it. Reality TV all around us from the top all the way down. It has infected this government beyond repair. The head of the FBI, he goes on Joe Rogan, right? That seems like a phrase that shouldn't exist. If you are the Republican Party, if you are a right-winger and you want to go somewhere where you could talk for 3 to 4 hours to millions of people and have zero pushback whatsoever, that's where you go, right? This is the place. It's the #1 propaganda source in the world. But why? Why in the hell is the head of the FBI on there? For my entire life, this has been with us, the voting for the personalities since, I don't know, Kennedy before Kennedy. But at least I kind of remember we used to vote based on wars, getting out of wars. We used to vote at least sometimes for wages. I come from a small coal mining town. They were all in a coal mining union, right? Every single mine down there was in a union. What happened? They all got rid of being in the union. And all the coal mines are shut down now. And why? Because they care more about Hunter Biden's laptop than their own wages, than their own families. You know what I mean? I've seen this firsthand. They've created a culture where you vote just based on vibes. That's why there's all these videos of Trump supporters. Well, I didn't know he would attack me. I didn't know I'd lose my business. I thought it would be the wrong people. A dichotomy. Wrong people. Right people. Who do you think they are? Which side do you think they are? The ones forcing 12-year-olds to give birth to their dad's babies. Where do you think they vision themselves? Right? They think they're the angels. So if you're still out there choosing a fighter like this is Smash Brothers Nationalist Edition, you're not fighting for the future anymore, right? You're just waiting to be told who to cheer for next. I don't want a hero on this channel. I don't need a hero. I got enough heroes, right? Actually, I don't have any heroes. That's probably healthy. All I want is a functioning democracy. I don't need a fighter out there who I make AI art with to look like this so it matches up what's ever in my head. I don't need that. I need food to be affordable for people out there. I need people who need healthcare to be able to get it. And so to Charlie Smallface, to John Fetterman, or whoever you are now, I'll tell you this once, so make sure you listen up, right? I don't need a billionaire redemption arc. This isn't the movies. This isn't Iron Man. Okay? I'm MJ. This is the Chud Report, and if your politics needs a personality, maybe you need a lobotomy. The Chud Report. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. You've been here a while. You want to support this channel. You like it that I can explain to you how a turd came from Ronald Reagan 40 years ago. Become a member. Support the channel directly. But that's all I got for you today.
Please clap.